This is the Arturia KEYLAB 88 Essential MIDI controller keyboard. If you own this keyboard, something you probably realized is that it doesn't have a power switch, which is pretty annoying. So the only way to turn this thing on and off is to plug in and unplug the USB cord at the back. So let me show you what I mean. This is the USB cable for the keyboard. To turn it on, we plug this in at the back, and the keyboard now has power. When we're done with the keyboard, the only way to turn the power off is to disconnect that cable again. So what I typically end up doing is I just leave it pretty loose so that it's not all the way in the socket, and then I push it in all the way when I need to turn the keyboard on. As you can imagine though, this is pretty annoying having to do this every single time you want to turn the keyboard on and off. So what I decided to do was try to add a power switch to this. So I can link to this in the video description, but on Amazon I found these USB inline power switches. Comes in a pack of 2, and it basically looks like this. Got a switch. You've got one female end that you can plug a USB cable into. See if we can get that to zoom, focus. No. And the other end is male. So what I'm gonna do, on my desk here, I have this little shelf that my monitor sits on, and there's this little lip at the front. My plan is to install this right underneath here, back a little ways so that you can barely see that it's there. And then anytime I want to turn this keyboard on, I'll hit this switch, and when I'm done, I'll hit the switch again to turn it off. So that's the plan. I'm gonna try to hook it up now, and I'll show you how it goes. Before we actually completely hook this up, we can do a little test here. So I'm going to grab the cable that I currently use for plugging in this keyboard. I'm gonna unplug it from this USB hub that I have back here. Okay, so here's the whole cable. So now I'm gonna take this end, male end, plug it into the female end of the switch. I'm now gonna plug the switch's male end into the USB hub. And the other end is going to go back into the keyboard. All right, and this looks promising. So right now the keyboard is not on. Let's try this switch and see if it turns on. Look at that. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do to mount this is just use a simple 3M strip used for hanging picture frames on the wall. So let's give that a try. So here's what I'm gonna use to do the mounting. I've got a pair of these 3M strips. They go together like this. I am simply going to cut this to the size of the switch, and then we'll mount this up there like so. So let's get cutting. We'll leave the tab end so that we can remove it easily if we ever need to. That should be all we need right there. Looks pretty good. All right, let's take the switch that we already tested. Since the keyboard cable comes from this direction, I'm gonna put the female end on this side. Just hold that for the required 30 seconds. All right. Now, my monitor is already pretty much aligned in the center of this shelf, so just need to eyeball the switch and make sure it looks centered. That looks pretty good. Gonna hold this again for 30 seconds. All right. Now, we'll extend this end. I'll tidy that up later by sticking it to the roof of the shelf so you don't see it as much. But we'll now take the other end. And I'll do the same thing with that side later on. But for now, that should do the trick. Let's try turning this on. There you go. So this is a quick and easy way to add a on and off switch to the Arturia KEYLAB 88 Essential MIDI keyboard. I'm pretty happy with this, and I hope it ends up helping you like it helped me. Thanks for watching.